All right, so in this video, I'm going to go over the quickest and possibly the easiest way to set up your GoHighLevel account so that you can start selling in the next 30 days and possibly even earlier, 14 days. And the reason for that is that once you get your first customer, you can get your next customer and essentially have your account paid for and you're well off to growing your SaaS business. All right, so let's do it. All right, to start off with, what we're going to do is we're going to sign up for a 14-day trial with the SaaS Pro account, which is the highest account. Now, um, if you don't feel like you are comfortable on the highest plan and you want to go with the lowest plan, I also put the link below for the 30-day trial as well. But I'm going to go over what's called the SaaS configurator. And I want you to understand that this is what I believe the fastest way to get through it is to do it fast track, man. Take action and get it done. All right. So on that note, let's go share my screen. First thing you got to do is I'm going to show you once I set up start my free trial, then what you're going to do is follow along. All right. So once you click on the link, you will land on this page. This is my affiliate link. So once you become one of my affiliate, I will support you and get you well off on your way. So why do I believe in starting with the SaaS Pro plan? Now, when I got started, that's the plan I started. Um, Now understand, you may be saying that I've been in business for a long time, but I believe that, because I've coached many people before, and the fastest way to get started is momentum. And so, even though you may be paying the highest price for high level, you are gonna take action. That's gonna motivate you to take action. And so, hopefully, it will motivate you as well. All right. So I'm going to sign up for the SaaS account, and I'm going to show you everything that is needed for you to get started. All right. So just just hold on while I sign up. All right. So here we go. So it says thanks for opening a trial, and then click here to get started. So let's get started. All right. So that's going to take you to the login. Now you can allow. Let's just X this out. All right, so let's secure an account. I'm going to go ahead and create a password. For those that are not familiar, I use a form called RoboForm. I strongly recommend it if you are in the online space and you do a lot of lock-in and account management. Use RoboForm is a password manager. All right. All right, so it's going to ask you to verify the email. So I'm going to go to the email and put in the verification code. All right, so this is an email account that I created specifically for the demo. You will get a welcome to GoHighLevel, and then you're going to get another email, activate your account. That has your information related to your login. And so what we're going to do is we're going to log in and we're going to grab this code and copy that over to um, the GoHighLevel account. All right, so let's go ahead and copy and continue. All right, so please enter the code sent to. All right, so let's go ahead. So in this case, I used a phone number that is a voice over IP. So GoHighLevel recognizes that. And so I'm going to have to use another phone number that is not voice over IP. Um, Let me go and get that. And we're going to go ahead and update the phone number. All right, so it looks like it's very particular about the phone number. So you can't use the voice over IP, and you're going to have to use one that is, I guess, A2P compliant or a cell phone. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to enter the billing code, and I'll be back. All right, so here is the three options. I filled out the billing code, I mean the billing address, and we're gonna go ahead, just mark, as I said, there really are three options when it comes to people that are getting Go High Level. These are SaaS, if you're a marketing agency, provide service to clients, and if you're a business owner, right? Um, Now I have a whole video on that with regard to, what is Go High Level and the three options, the different people that are going to be utilizing it. So you can watch that video, and I'll put the link below, or you can watch it up on top. All right. All right, so I'm going to be doing SaaS for white labeling and reselling. So I'm going to continue, and then let's go ahead and select. You may not know your industry, so just pick marketing agency, and you're going to continue. How many clients are you managing? You can, if you don't have any customers, you can say I don't have any customers. All right, so let's just go ahead and proceed. What platform are you using? So these are just information that High Level is trying to, get from you for market research. And so let's just put in here whatever you're using. Right now, let's assume I'm using ClickFunnels, Mailchimp, and everything else. Kajabi. These are I'm familiar with most of these platforms. So let's just go ahead and set up my account. And then here is so one of the first things I would recommend is for you to get on this onboarding call. I highly, highly recommend it. They will get you started, and um, so please do not be shy about getting on an onboarding call because they will help you. I mean, they've been very. I mean, I got to tell you, high level. Their support, their staff, their team is they go be above and beyond. So please go ahead and make sure that you get on a onboarding call. All right. But right now, I'm going to go directly to the account to show you the setup. From the time that I joined High Level, and from then and now, their onboarding has changed, and changed for the better. I got to tell you, this is so much better than when I got started. So one of the things they have to stay compliant, not only with regard to taxes, but also probably in terms of A2P registration on the agency level. Not necessarily on the agency level, but they have to be stay compliant with regard to taxes mainly. All right. And then as you can see here, there is the join the Zoom call. So like I said, highly recommend it. And so I'm going to go ahead and put in my tax ID. Now, if you don't have a tax ID, this is where you would get on the onboarding call and find out. You might be able to use your personal social security identification. So if you're out of the country, they will be able to help you. I can't cover all of the countries out there, but definitely utilize the high level support. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this out. So in this case, as you can see here, there are all these countries, and I'm in the United States, and I'm using the EIN here, and I'm going to fill out the EIN. Now, if I don't have a tax ID, you can check this off. But like I said, I would definitely recommend get on the Zoom onboarding team and fill this out correctly. All right. All right, so once we fill that out, one of the first things you got to do is connect your Stripe account on the agency level. And so let's go ahead and connect Stripe. And let's see, hold on a second. Let me get rid of that and connect Stripe. All right, so what happens a lot of times when the system is not working, you're just gonna click refresh, and that will kind of kick it in the give it a kick. And sometimes you're going to see when you come into the Go High Level space, you're going to see that the system doesn't respond. And so what you're going to do is refresh, or you're going to clear the cache or the browser on the browser. So basically it removes all the the cookies and everything. And so let me go ahead and pause this. All right, so let's click here to refresh. Previously, you had to clear your own cache, but then now what they did is they've made it so that it automatically logs you out, and now you have to log back in. A little bit, cumbersome, but you think about the number of people that are in working in the system, and so I'm sure they're going to improve that in the future. But for now, let's just go ahead and re-sign in. All right, we're back in, and let's go ahead and connect the Stripe. All right, so for some reason it is not going to. Let's go ahead and I'm going to go through my setup rather than going through the agency dashboard. So let's go, and one of the first things I'm going to talk about is the SaaS configurator, right? So in order for us to set up the SaaS configurator, there are other integrations, but I'm most familiar with Stripe, and I would suggest that we start with Stripe because these are other providers. Right now, currently they're in beta. So as of today, which is October 2024. I'm going to be updating this video on an ear by ear basis because maybe every couple of years, I'm not sure. Because high level is constantly changing things and updating and improving. Like I said, these are beta, so I would not. I would stick with something that's stable, which is Stripe. So let's get started. We're going to connect the Stripe account to in order for us to set up the SaaS configurator. Now, for those that don't know what SaaS configurator is, basically it enables you to configure when somebody signs up to your SaaS, it automatically sets up all the sub account information automatically. And that's the benefit of having the pro account because you're able to do those automatic setup as well as setting up the rebilling. So basically, what is rebilling? You have the ability to charge your customers for certain usage of text message, phones, email. Um, on the other end, you get charged, but you can rebill at a markup. All right, so I'll show you that. So let's go ahead and connect the Stripe account. All right, so now we have connected the Stripe account and let's go back to the SaaS configurator. And now it tells you that it now supports NMI and authorized. So let's disregard that. So what I would do is use whatever they have set here as a standard. But what I recommend is go ahead and stick with this is what I've done, this is what I have. I stuck with using professional and giving everybody access to everything on the professional. All right. 497 is something that I'm going to probably um, create more, I guess, add more features by adding additional ads on. That we'll talk about at a different point in time. But for now, if you're just starting out, I would just highly recommend sticking with the 297. Don't bother with the 197, and then give everybody access to the 297. Okay. Don't worry about snapshots. To this day, I have close to, I think, no, 13 customers at this point in time, and um, none of my customers are using snapshots. Okay, if you lead by solution by solving their problem, you don't necessarily have to have snapshots. Okay, it's helpful, but it's not necessary. Okay, um, so let's go ahead and I'm going to explain what all of the features are in the SaaS configurator. All right, so a couple of things to make note of here. So as you can see, there is I put here 0 trial. Now you can give 14 days, 30-day trial. I don't recommend it. A lot of times Just to get A2P compliant, it takes 2 weeks, a couple of weeks, sometimes anywhere from 3 days up to a week or two. And so I'm not a big component of that. I do put in $25 uh, credit because if somebody pays 297, you don't want to charge them again just because there is charges that's associated with uh, uh, registering for A2P, and 25 to $30 should handle it. If they do multiple submissions, it may go beyond the 25, but 25 should be sufficient. All right, so let's go ahead and edit the details and let me go explain each of this. You can change the name to whatever you want. I left it as professional subscription plan. And then let's go to pricing here. This gives you the ability to change the pricing. So understand, whenever you change pricing here, it will update it in your Stripe account. So I would, my motto has been this year, moving forward, especially with the introduction of the ability to do sell SaaS on top of my marketing services, to keep it simple. And so keeping it simple means take whatever high level has given you and utilize that. Okay, so I keep it as is. Now, I don't mess around with the user limit or the contact limit. I tell my customers that you can have unlimited number of users. If you want to play around with that, by all means, you can do that. Let's go to features here. Now, so here, you can click and unclick all of them. So what SaaS Configurator does or enables you to do is that once you set it here, you can actually, when somebody purchases the account by paying you 297, the system will automatically create all of the account with whatever you give it. So let's just say for the professional, I'm gonna just include everything in here. All right. You can pick and choose whatever you decide you want to give. So I'm just gonna click on everything here. So that way makes it very simple. I just like simplicity moving forward, but you can pick and choose. The problem with when you give out multiple options, most of the time people tend to go with, you know, um, the highest. Too many choices gives it, I think, people more ways for people to figure out obstacles or objections, and so you just want to give one choice, and this is it, and let's move on. All right, so let's go ahead and save the change, and then you can also add snapshot. We can talk about that in other videos, but for the time being, I believe you don't really need snapshots. Okay, and then we'll go and add add-ons. Um, with regard to going back to snapshots, in my free course, I'm going to give you some basic snapshots that you can take because you will need some snapshots for you to start to set up your website, your own website. So I'm going to go over that. Okay, and so this is going to be a long video. And then you're going to need snapshots for fulfillment purposes. And so that will be provided in the course for the free community in the free. So once you sign up, you'll get access to that as well. All right. Add-ons. Now here, if you want to add on these add-ons, you can do that. I don't introduce this because it's going to create confusion. And so once customers get acclimated and get used to and start using the platform, this is something that you can introduce later. So I would not recommend that. All right, so let's go ahead. And so here you have the ability, if you want to activate a certain trial period, you can activate that, and then you can, go up to 30 days, right? So I'm not a big component of free trials. Um, and then here adding a one-time credit. This is reoccurring. I believe in just one-time credit, everybody's business. You can you This is the awesome thing about SaaS Configurator is you have the ability to set whatever options you want. Okay, and so if you want to give reoccurring credit on a monthly basis, let's say $5, $10, $25, I think is a little bit too much because that is coming out of your pocket. So I believe in a one-time credit, 25 to cover A2P registration and any upfront cost. And then anything after that is let them pay for it. And so if you let them know ahead of time, because at the end of the day, these are third party costs to you that you're getting charged for. All right. So whether you choose to add a margin or not, we're going to talk about that in rebilling. All right. So let's go ahead and make that one time and then click save. And then let's go to rebilling. So rebilling, think of it as if you don't want to uh, basically offset the cost and give the customers whatever you pay, they will pay. You can move it down to all the way to 1.05. It doesn't go all the way to 1 just because it has to have some rebilling capability. And so it will go down to 1 if you decide you want to just offset the cost and just bill your customers. But I always like to make a little bit of margin on the rebilling, and so I'm going to go over what I've set, and you can change it to whatever amount that you want. I will probably adjust them probably next year because if the customers complain about the cost of certain emails or the text message, then you can always negotiate with them. All right. So I think, or not necessarily negotiate, but just lower the cost, and so to make your customers happy. Um, Happy to a certain extent, right? Because at the end of the day, we're still a business and we need to make a profit. All right, so let's go ahead and I'll give you all of the settings that I've used for all of the. So these are all the the features or systems that you can rebuild: phone, email, premium triggers, email, content AI, workflow AI, conversational AI. Some of these are not have not been turned on my system. Just letting you know because this is overwhelming. The basics are really the ones that I've set. I'll show you exactly which ones I've set. Okay, and then you can make a decision as to which one you want to turn on and off. All right, so for phone system, I left it at 1.5. Email, I actually increased it to 2.5, and nobody has complained at this point. I believe if you have more emails, I think you can probably, a customer that has a lot of emails is something that probably you want to maybe lower it. Most of my local business customers have not that many contacts and not sending a lot of emails. So 2.5 seems to work so far. And then premium triggers, um, I've set this to 2.5. Now, I have yet to use premium triggers. Like I said, I have customers, and this we have I have yet to utilize premium triggers. All right. Email verification is something that I definitely recommend you set and turn on for all of your customers because when new customers come in and start importing their emails, you want to make sure that their email reputation doesn't get jeopardized. So you want to enable email verification. I turn that on, and email verification, I believe I put it at 2 to 2x. All right. And then content AI, I have yet to have customers utilize this, but let's see what I put. I think yeah, I set it at 2.5 for this one. And you can see at the bottom, if you see right here, this is the amount that is charged to the customers. And this is what you as the agency owner get charged by high level. So basically, your profit on this is 0.0003 cents per email. Okay, very little in my opinion. So that's why um, this is just this in itself. The reason I went with the SaaS, the configurator and the highest plan is I thought about, how am I gonna, all the charges that I incur, how am I going to offset that? So rather than trying to figure out all of the amounts that my customers are using and spending the time to figure that out, logistically, I thought that, from the 297 plan, which is the middle tier for high level, and just paying a $200 more, that's worth it for me in terms of the if I have to have my if I had to spend the time to try to figure that out, I probably have spent a couple of hours trying to figure that out. So it's well worth the additional $200. And so why this, the pro plan is the way to go if you're going to purchase or if you're going the SaaS route, right? Now, if you're doing and you're incorporating the SaaS with your service, that's a whole different story. I don't recommend that. I just like to separate my service along with the SaaS. All right, so conversational AI, let's see, I set that at 2.5 as well, right? So 2.5, we're going to adjust that for 2.5. And then WhatsApp. None of my customers are using WhatsApp. WhatsApp is more of a European or outside of the United States, so I don't have that set. Okay, review AI. I've set that at 1.5. The reason I did this 1.5 is just because I believe just what it comes in terms of the cents. So it's easier for me to say it's 12 cents per new review rather than giving it a random 0.136. So that's why I did 1.5, and that's how that do. You're making 4 cents per review response. Okay. Domain purchase is something that is very new. This is a new introduction to a new feature. And so I honestly haven't thought about that, whether I'm going to introduce our customers to purchase domain or not. That I haven't decided. So I'm going to just leave it as is for now. It's a topic that I'm probably going to do in future videos. And the reason beyond that is I'm not going to go into it. I'll talk about that in another video. All right. Autocomplete. That's another new feature. So like I said, high level is continuously introducing new features. And so um, this feature, these two, it's a new feature I haven't been able to even look into. So I'm just going to move on. Okay. And funnel AI is another that I haven't even introduced, and so I'm gonna skip this as well. So, when you are introduced to high level, there's so many, you're gonna get over flooded. But the most important part I would recommend, I hope you're watching this, is take action and just provide solutions to your customers. Okay, that's the most important part. They don't care about the features, they don't care what it does. They just want results. They want more business, more money in their pocket. All right, so let's go on and move on. All right, so let me move my face over to this side and then let's go to the settings. And oh, I forgot. Always save. I'm gonna go back and see if those items were saved. As you can see, I went back and it wasn't saved. So always remember when you're working in high level, you always want to make sure you save. And so this was 1.5, right? And then let's save. All right, so that saved the changes. And let's go back over to all plans and let's go edit details and just make sure that I covered everything that I wanted to cover here. Let's go over these advanced settings here. Um, All right, so another great feature with regard to having the SaaS configurator is that when a sub account, their subscription fails, you can suspend the account, right? So basically, they won't be able to log in unless they pay for the account. So this is a great feature. It alleviates me having to reach out to the customers to try to get payment. Allow sub account to upgrade their subscriptions. I click that even though um, um, allow new plan features upon upgrading. Okay. Even though I am on one plan, I still leave that on. Even though I haven't utilized it. All right. So like I said, a lot of features I fully didn't. I mean, I've been on this system for less than a year, and let me tell you, there's a lot. All right. So, and as I get more acclimated and I learn to fine tune the system, and I learn more about this, I will do more videos to give you that information. All right. The sub account to cancel the subscriptions, I want them to email us what to cancel, and I want to try to talk to them before they cancel to try to make them a happy customer of ours. And so I leave that off. You can customize it, but I leave it as is, leave it and keep it simple. All right, so let's see if there's a save button. There's no save button, so it actually automatically saves. All right, so let's go to security here. This is where um, this is why two-factor having the SaaS Pro plan is awesome, because you have the ability to do this. Now, I'm not sure if you have the ability to do it on the unlimited, the middle tier, but because I've never downgraded, I've upgraded immediately, went to the Pro plan, and I've never went back. So um, this is a great feature because you want to put all new sub accounts on hold until you have reviewed, and I like to call each customer, because you don't want a hacker or somebody. You want to make sure that these are real people. So we usually like to either email, text message, or call them to confirm that they have actually are the ones that set up the account. Is it possible for a hacker to come in using somebody else's credit card information? Yes. So you want to make sure that everything looks legit. And then once you do that, it gives you a button to approve, to make sure that the customers now have access. They have limited access until then. Okay. And then, so verify phone numbers using, so this is exactly what I went through. And so you want to make sure that this is enabled, so that way, even though you're creating a barrier, not necessarily an obstacle, but you want to make sure that these are uh, legitimate accounts that people are setting up. All right. And that's about it. And so I want to make sure there's a save button. And then here is configure. Um, I don't never I This is something new. I haven't even looked at it, so we're gonna skip this part and we're gonna move on to go ahead and continue the configuration. Now we're gonna go to settings. All right, so when we go to the settings, we're gonna head over to company, and then just to let you know, whenever you talk with your GoHighLevel support, this is your relationship number. So as if it pertains to your agency. So this is your relationship number. What you want to do is you want to upload your logo. If you don't have a logo, don't worry about it. I don't think I started my SaaS without a logo, but I did have a company name. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your company name as it pertains to your SaaS. So if you already have a marketing agency, you can, um, I would recommend that you create a SaaS name for your platform. In my case, it's called Pro360 AI. You can call it whatever you want. Be creative and think of something easy. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to assume that my company name in this case is K Madison. Okay, even though that's my marketing agency, I'm going to go with the name K Madison. So probably not the best name in terms of naming your SaaS, but that's what I'm going to go with. And so just let's run with that. Okay, I'm not going to put my company email and my phone just for demo purposes. I don't want to reveal that information, but I will put the company website. So here I'm going to put in here http backslash kmadison.co, and then marketing agency business niche. I'm just going to put in here marketing agency as well. Um, what do you do? I could just leave it if it's already filled out. I think this is based on what you initially filled out at the very beginning. All right. Um, what you wanted to also do is you want to fill out your address over here as well. And then the time zone, let's go with Eastern. I think, Eastern, let's find Eastern. Where are you? Let's just go with New York right there. Okay. Um, I'm located in New Jersey. All right. And so right across from New York. All right. So here we go. So Um, all of these I would turn turn off. You can leave it on if you prefer, but the only thing I do is turn on the beta release, right? Um, and then all of these are if you want to turn them on or off, okay? So like I said, I don't the premium triggers, even though I have it on, I currently I'm not utilizing it. So you can all of these, I think it automatically, it doesn't allow you to turn them off. The only thing that you can turn on and off is this template library. So if you want to make this, there's a bunch of templates that are available to you as an agency owner. If you want to make them available to your clients, you can turn this on. I have it turned on so that I want to give the power to my customers to be able to use whatever templates that are available. Okay. And then I would definitely recommend that you keep the enhanced security and leave it on. Okay. Let's go over two things over here on this side, white label domain and API domain. Then the privacy and actually four things I want to go over. All right. So if you have a marketing agency, in my case, it's K Madison, and then my white label domain is pro360.io, right? I'm going to be switching it over to Pro360 AI in the future, but um, so in my case, if people want to log into my platform, they would have to type in a app. It would be Pro360 .io. So that's the domain that people will log in. So in this case, for demo purposes, I'm going to go and call it kmadison.co, right? And then the API would be api.kmadison.co, right? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add a domain. So if you have any information, if you want more information on how to set it up, you can click on this question mark. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. So from now on, so when people purchases mykmadison.co, this is where they will log in to get access to the platform in terms of logging in. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the domain, and then we're going to um, this domain is actually on my domain. It's in Namecheap. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on continue. Now what happens is that when you click continue, if your platform is on a very like GoDaddy or something that the high level platform recognizes, it will actually have you log into that platform. But if it's something that uh, would ne- would not necessarily uh, basically some other domain provider, in this case Namecheap, you have to put the records in there manually. And so I would have to go into Namecheap and put in a CNAME under the DNS settings in Namecheap, and then we're going to copy this value. All right, so let me log into Namecheap and I'll show you exactly where that's done. All right, so I am in my account for Namecheap and I'm going to go to Advanced DNA for that domain. And as you can see, I have some records already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new record and I'll put in a CNAME record. And then let me go back to the other and copy the record. It is app, and then I'm going to copy this required value and I'm going to put in here CNAME. This will be app, and then put in there paste, and then check that off, right? And then I'm going to go back here and I'm going to click verify record. Now, what's going to happen is it might take twice or maybe three times for it to recognize because the domain has to propagate that record and GoHighLevel has to recognize it. All right, so we're just going to wait a little bit until it recognizes. See, it didn't recognize it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and verify the record again. All right, so it went on the third try, and you would do the same for API domain, right? And so in this case, we'll put in here API dot kmadison.co, and we're gonna go ahead and do the same for. Um, let's go ahead and add domain, and then let's try this way, add records manually, and then it would be the same. You will put in this required value with the CNAME. All right. As you can see here, I put a CNAME API and then the required value, and I'm gonna switch over and I'm gonna click verify. All right, so on that one, it went on the first try. So sometimes it works on the first. Sometimes you have to do it 2, 3 times. All right. So with regard to private policy and your terms and condition, once you set up your website, I will in my free community. I'm gonna add a course in there to give you access to snapshots for your SaaS. Okay, so it's a simple basic snapshots that I'm going to give you directions on how to get them. Um, on that website, what you want to do is in the future, you don't have to put it in here right now. You do want to make sure you put in your private policy and terms and condition. This is something that is as for A2P compliance as well as to let your customers know, with regard to your policy as privacy policy as well as the terms and condition when it comes to your SaaS. Right, but I wouldn't worry too much about it at this point. But it is something you need to work on in the future. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the next item that I want to discuss. Like I said, very long video. All right, so before I head over into sub accounts, I want to talk about two things, which is phone integration and email services. Now, with regard to phone integration, what you want to make sure is you want to be utilizing Lead Connector for all of your sub accounts. That will make your life easier. That will make it so you don't have to deal with Twilio directly from them. And then the next thing that I want to talk about is email services. Now, on the agency level, the email that you want to set up is for your SaaS, right? So what does that mean? If you don't set up your email services on this level, any emails, if somebody's trying to log into your account, let's just say hypothetically, let's say they're trying to log in on the back end. In my case, it's app.kmadison.co. And when they're trying to log in and they're trying to reset the password, if you don't set up email services, they will not, they will get an email that will be set, I believe, the specific domain for Mailgun, right? And so you want to create a custom domain, a subdomain, and you can do that by creating dedicated domain. It says domain, but you're basically creating a custom subdomain. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and create dedicated domain. Okay. Um, and this is mainly system generated emails that are coming from your platform. So typically what I would say is I put in here do not reply dot kmadison.co. So in your case, you can put your domain, your SaaS domain in here. And then we're going to do add and verify. And you're going to put in the necessary DNS records so that way, and why you want to put do not reply is because you want, any system generated emails, you don't want them to reply. So you put there do not reply. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to add records manually. So just to show you all of the DNS settings that is necessary. All right. All right, so I put in the records in Namekeep a little bit. Every domain provider is going to be different, and so in this case, the TXT and the CNAME is here, whereas the MX record is under mail settings, and we put the two records with priority 10. Okay, so that is not explicitly stated in here but that's what I did. And so before I go and verify the record, I want to show you the email that came from GoHighLevel. So basically what I did was I wanted to reset the password, and so I went to app. Let's go here. Oops, got it. Let's go, and I went to app kmadison.co. And when you go there, this is the login for my SaaS platform, right? So if you have your own domain, this is where people will log in. And so what I did was I clicked forget password, and then I typed in my email, and this is the email that I got. And so why do you want to set up your custom domain? Because it will basically, it'll say do not reply dot account dash management, right? It's okay. I mean, it looks fine. So it's not necessary for you to do it, but I recommend setting your custom domain so that it says do not reply from your domain. So it looks legitimate as if it's coming from your SaaS platform. All right. So it's not 100% necessary for you to do it, but this is, something I recommend. And so let's go ahead and verify record. And what it's now doing is checking the domain DNS records, and it's going through it. So as you can see, everything is verified except for the DMARC. Now I do recommend that you add this DMARC because even though it's optional, you want to make sure that that in order for it to go into the inbox, I would recommend adding this setting as well. And so I'm going to go ahead and verify domain, but before I do, I'm going to add this record as well into my DNS. All right, so I actually added it, and let me go ahead and verify. And it says right here, SSL is pending. What I would do is I would go ahead and click verify again, and then it'll go through the process over, and click verify domain again. And as you can see, SSL has been issued. And so what we want to do is click on this three dots and then verify domain again. And as you can see, this is not at a certain point you want to check back because this might take some time for it to propagate. And so all right, and then the last thing you want to do is the reason why you're setting the DMARC, it's because recently there's been a change this year with how um, Google and the major email providers are requiring that. And so this is another requirement is for us to set headers. And so what you want to do is you want to put the name of your company or the name of your SaaS platform. In this case, I'm just going to put in K Madison, and then the email. The beginning portion before the at symbol doesn't really matter. Let's just put it contact um, it's at do not reply dot kmadison.co. And so we'll put that as the from email and then click save. And so now you have a header, right? And let's just go check this one more time before I move on. Okay, and as you can see, it is verified. Now everything is set. And then now if I go to let's go come back here and let's go back, and I'm going to refresh, just making sure that the system is operating on a new you just want to refresh. I don't know how to best describe that, so I'm going to say forget password, and then I'm going to put in the email.co, and then just understand this is a demo account that I created. And then let's go back. I'm going to delete this one. This might be the old one. This is still the old one. I actually reset it twice before, and hopefully the email will come shortly. All right, so as you can see, this is a live recording, and the email has not come. So I'm gonna check up on that email, and I'm gonna just continue on with my tutorial. All right, so the next thing that we want to look at is I want to explain to you the sub accounts. So sub accounts are all of your customers' account that is going to be created. So and that includes your SaaS platform, right? So you're going to have to create a SaaS platform specifically for your SaaS, right? So in my case, it's called kmadison.co. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sub account. Click on create sub account. And here you have the option to create a blank snapshot or any of these snapshots. So let's just say if you are selling to a let's say automotive repair, then you can select this snapshot. They've already have some basic snapshots they will provide, and I think it's sufficient. There's enough information that you can move forward with that specific snapshot. And so in my case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in there a marketing agency, and this is a content creator. There's actually a marketing agency down here, which is just marketing agency. All right. Um, I haven't looked into the details exactly what's in those snapshots, but let's just go ahead and create one for marketing agency. Where did it go? Here we go. And we're going to select and continue. Wants to allow this time. Yes. Okay. So what it's going to do is it's going to it's going to take you to this I guess maps, and this is going based off of Google Business Profile. So if you already have a Google Business Profile for your SaaS, then you can look it up, and it'll pull that information into here, or you can add manually here. All right, so let's just look for my as you can see right here, K Madison, this is mine right here, right? And so I could click on that, and it will pull in, if you click here, it will pull in all of the information, and click save, and it pulls in all the information that is available on that Google Business Profile. And you can go ahead and provide that. And so this is if you're setting it up for your clients, but if you've already, this is actually, I take that back. So this is you're creating it for your SaaS platform. So you're going to have to create it. All right. Um, and this will you're actually creating the website for your SaaS platform. All right. So I'm just going to put my name and I'm going to put in my demo email and I'm going to put in the name, address, um, and then the business niche. I'm just going to put in marketing. Oops. Uh, let's just type in M. I think it was M. Marketing. Marketing. Where are you? Marketing agency. Right there. United States. Marketing agency. New Jersey. And then the phone number. I'm just going to put in a phone number, my voiceover phone number for temporarily. Okay. And then the website is heymadison.co. And then time zone, I'm going to scroll down to Eastern. Oops. I always find it difficult to find it here. Okay. And then we're going to click save. Okay. And then it's going to go while we're waiting for the sub account to fill in. Um, I will show you the email that came for the reset. And so as you can see here, if you click on this, it says contact at do not reply.kmadison.co. So this makes it more legit that it's actually coming from your business, not a random domain. And so this actually should be visible. It's very hard to see, but you can, go ahead and reset the password. All right. And that's what you did for on the agency level, right? So any administrative email is going to come from that dedicated subdomain that you created. Okay. Now, on this, what you're going to do is we're going to just quickly just go over this through here, right? So in SaaS mode, this is your account, so you don't necessarily have to enable SaaS mode because anything you use here will be charged to your account anyway, so it's not necessary for you to enable SaaS mode, right? Um, there's no rebilling that's going to be necessary, but when you set up your um, your customers, right? So when a customer signs up through this sub account, because this is your SaaS, the sub account on your customers will have rebilling here, reselling here as well. All of these should be turned off according to what you've set in the SaaS configurator. And then here is market. Don't worry too much about this. And then this is advanced settings. You want to make sure you enable re-verification every 90 days. This for the email, right? I set this on for all of my customers unless they specifically tell me they want to turn it off. All right. What you want to do is always want to make sure put in measures so that they don't degrade their email domain reputation and also as well as their text message capability. You always want to make sure that the measures to safe keep those uh, so that they don't become blocked by the IP or the mobile carriers. All right. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to switch into the account. All right. So because this is, you're looking at it from an agency level, right? I'm going to go directly into the sub account. And I'm going to give you some of the basic things that we need to set up. Um, and then I think I will stop off at that point, and because there are additional trainings that I will provide in the training. When you sign up for our free community, I'm going to give you specific training on the snapshot, as well as the the training on the snapshot itself. All right. Okay. So All right, so on the sub account level, right? So this is when you're actually in, now you're in the SaaS platform or the sub account for the SaaS, right? And so there are a couple of major areas that you want to focus on. Okay, so basically you want to have a website that people can go. So if you're going to local businesses to sell your SaaS, of course you're going to need a website so that if they have any other information or if they want more information, they can check out your website, right? So when you go to website here, sites, and then you go here under website, so they already have a when you imported or create selected the marketing agency, they basically have this website, right? So this is a pretty decent website in my case, right? If this is what you want, um, I actually have in my free community specific websites depending on how you want to pursue or getting your first customer. Check out my free community, sign up, and I'll give you specific instructions specifically for those snapshots. These are snapshots specifically that High Level has given. I think they're a little bit more work, in my opinion, that needs to be put in. I like I said, keep it simple. So I have in snapshots in there. So join my free community, and I'll provide the snapshots and the training for that. Um, so in here we have I'm not going to go over everything here. So one of the important thing is to set it up, right? So once you have the setup, then what you're going to do is you're going to go to settings and then go to domains, and this is where you can connect a domain, which is in this case, um, let's just do it right now. So if it's kmadison.co, and then you can follow the instructions to connect this domain to the website that you create. All right. The next thing that you want to do is you want to set up two services, right? Your phone number and your email services. Now, I do this in the order as well for my customers during their onboarding as well. We can talk about the onboarding, um, but for now, what you want to do is you want to go in there and grab a number. All right. So what you want to do is you want to grab a number, you want to add phone number, and you want to pick a phone number that is local to where you're located. So, what you do is you create a filter here, and you select a number. Let's say my area code is 201 in here in New Jersey. And then instead of any part of the number, you do first part of the number, and then you click apply, and then it will pick out any phone number that is available in the 201 area code, right? One thing to make note of, okay, so as you can see, there's no phone numbers that are in. There might be some areas in the United States where there's no phone number. So in that case, I think that you can Google, right? Um, 201 area code alternative, right? Alternative, right? 551 is the another area code. So let's go search for 551. Five, let's say here 551, and then click apply. So there we go. One thing to make note of is when you're picking an area code, try to look for a town or city that is near you or that you can use, right? So this means there's no specific town associated with it. Like I would probably, let's just go down here. I'm close to Ramsey, so I would probably pick that number. But before I purchase that number, I would go and do a search. Okay, this is something that I don't think not many people talk about it. I would just go to google.com and do a search for that number because these phone numbers are being recycled. All right. So you don't know who used these phone numbers before. It could have been a spammer. It could have been somebody. And so you want to do a search. And as you can see right here, there's only one, right? So um, so it says Robo Killer user has reported receiving from this number. So I would not, even though there's only one result, it specifically says it's been used for Robo. So I would not use that number. Okay, so I would go back and find another number. Let's go take a look at this number, and let's do a quick search and see. There's no result. So that means that's a good thing. That means nobody has used this number. So it's a number that I would be comfortable moving forward. And then I would go ahead and click on this, and then I would proceed to buy. This is a demo account, so I'm not going to purchase it. Um, and in my free course, actually, I'm going to be doing a video in the future on how to go through A2P registration. So I'm going to do a full in-depth video. So now is a good time for you. If you've gotten value from this video, click subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. All right. Um, all right. So the next thing is setting up email services. This is the same procedure that you would go through that I showed you on the agency level. So you're creating one specifically a subdomain for your agency. In this case, it would be I would go and create a subdomain, and I would go maybe call it like email, or you call it MG or LC. I typically use email .kmadison.co. Like this, you put your domain, or I would use reply.kmadison.co. This is an email that you're going to be using within this sub account, right? And people can potentially reply to your email, and you'll get it into it'll come into your system in here. Okay, and we can talk about various ways to setting this up so that way it can be utilized to your benefit. All right, and then you go and add and verify, and you can go through the same process which I just explained to you before. So you click add and verify, and then you can do it continue. If you use GoDaddy, it'll actually connect to it. If you're using specific domain providers, if high level has the capability to connect to it, then it'll automatically add the records. Otherwise, you add these records manually like I did before in the video, and you can do that um, for this specific domain. Okay. Um, for the purposes of this demo, I am not going to go ahead and do that. I will take it off. And all right, so pretty much once you have the website, and then you're going to need automations. In this case, they only they're actually they do have new sales automation. So um, once you have the website, the workflows, email, and the phone number all set up, you're pretty much set to go, right? I'm going to go more in depth on what happens because I'm not utilizing high levels snapshot. I'm going to give you some of the snapshots that I recommend. So check out go into my free community. I'll put the link below, and then get you set up. And so this can be done in a day, max 2 days, right? And then you're off and running to sell your services or your SaaS. All right, so to wrap it up, I showed you the fastest and the easiest way to set up your agency level, and then also the basic requirements for the sub account level, and that should be sufficient enough for you to sell. Okay, but what I get most of the time is that people over tend to complicate this. And so in our community, I have some free courses that goes into the details of selling specific features of GoHighLevel. And so I totally recommend join the community and get more in-depth training, and that could get you off and running to start selling easily. All right. I hope, it would have been too long to put this in to this video because there are probably a couple of additional training in there, and that will make this video way too long. And I don't think you want to be hanging around, but maybe you do. And if so, then sign up for my free community. The link is below. And then if you like what you've seen so far, and I hope you do, I'm going to be pushing out or doing more videos that will help you in your journey to success. All right. So give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and by all means, write your questions down. If there's something you did not understand in the video, please go ahead and comment below, and I'll get to you. I'll respond to your question. All right. Thanks for watching, and until next time. Bye now.